It was Miles Monroe whom I listened to, God rest his soul, where he tried to create this clear distinction between work and job. And I understood clearly in that teaching where he said that work is calling, work is purpose. Whatever you are doing and you see it as work, 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 then you are aligning yourself to the purpose for which God has called you. Never mind all our worries. If you do it, maybe job is what you get paid for. You do a job, you get paid, you earn a living from that job. Now, some work can equally get you paid. You can do some work, it ties closely to your purpose, and you still get paid. The bottom line here is, how do you see what you do? Do you see it as work or you see it as job? When you do work, it's kingdom oriented. You're doing what God originally created you to do. When you regard what you do as work, then it ties closely to your purpose and your calling, that thing that God has called you to do, and that place that God has positioned you to be, because he wants you to do something for him. Now, today, I woke up with this nudge in my heart to talk about, the work of motherhood. I woke up with this nudge, praying deeply in my heart that every woman married or aspiring to be married, that really have the desire to have children, that God meets them at the very point of their needs. Motherhood is work. Motherhood is that work that you never get paid for, like you never get paid physical cash for, because it's work that is tied to kingdom. So if you're one mother and then you think that you are not doing purpose, you're not fulfilling the mission for which God has called you, you're probably looking for a job and you feel a job is not coming forth. Yes, I quite totally understand that you have to do a job because you want to make ends meet. However, whilst you're waiting on God to grant you that has desire of getting you a job that you really truly deserve, embrace the work of motherhood with all your hearts. I'm going to tell you a personal story, and it's also part of what inspired today's video. My daughter always comes to me whenever I'm in the kitchen or whenever I'm doing some kind of serious task at home and grows trying to do either a cleanup or making some meals in the kitchen. She always comes to me and says, "Mama, thank you for always taking good care of us." Whenever she does that, honestly, it just melts my heart. It melts my heart so much that I just tell her, I am doing what I ordinarily am called to do. I brought you into this world, and so I am responsible for you. And that is what I want to let you know. You're responsible for your children. You work so hard to ensure that they are fine, the home is kept. Honestly, motherhood is that work that's it's just heavenly, right? It's just heavenly. You don't get paid in physical currency, in earthly currency, for the work of motherhood. From having to being pregnant and everything that comes with pregnancy, to having to birth the babies with everything and the risks that come with, childbirth, to nursing the babies, to, surviving and going through postpartum depression for those who have to go through it. Many women, many of us, even the strongest of us, go through. Good, when I say strongest now, I mean physically strong. People you feel like, this woman has some great energy. They still go through, this mental, psychological episodes, because it has to do. This is all what childbearing and motherhood. This is all the package that comes with it, and then to nurturing the children, and then to grooming the children. I'm not saying that the men don't play roles. This is not even. I'm not even here to do any comparative analysis. I'm not here to compare. I'm just here to focus on the women. having to understand the power, the grace that comes with this work that God has given to us. And then there is also something more that is going to come. So just follow me on this video until I get there. And so there's a lot that comes with it, right? And so I just keep telling her, you know what? I am responsible for you. I'm responsible for you, so I have to do all of these things. Sometimes I am overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming, especially if probably you don't have your spouse stay with you. You and your spouse live in different cities, just like in my situation. It's always a handful being at the family forefront and ensuring that the family is safe, the children are healthy and fine. Everything is just going on smoothly without chaos by the grace and mercy of God. It can be a handful, it can be a lot in one's plate. And sometimes when my daughter comes to me and says, "Thank you, Mama, for always caring for us." Like, she says it with so much passion in her heart. And I just, in return, I just look up to heaven and I'm like, God, I thank you. Thank you for grace. Thank you for grace. It can only be by the grace of God that we can really carry on with this work of motherhood. And so the part that I was going to come to is the part where the devil wants to steal your joy. Don't let the devil. You know what the devil wants to make you do? The devil wants to make you lose the connection, the relationship you have with the children over things like emotions. Emotions. So the moments that the children begin to be who they are, children, they get on our nerves. More like you're trying to fix the home and make the home all put together, and the kids are there, let's say, ruining your efforts, tearing things down. You set goals and rules, they are breaking the rules. Now sometimes this is some of the things that come with parenting, and it needs extra strategy, extra knowledge on how to go about attending to the individual nature of our children, and also attending to the individual behavioral pattern that we see in our children, because of course they are different and they are unique. So you just have to find a way to tell yourself that, you see, this work that God has called me to do. Yes, you desired marriage. Marriage is a beautiful thing. You desired it, and then God blessed you with a spouse. Now you're married. You desired babies. God blessed you with children, and now you're having children. But do you now understand that beyond just procreation, beyond just having to meet a man and have a baby, there is a lot more behind the scene, which has to do with the purpose for which God has chosen you to be the one to birth that child. He said, "Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you." That means the child that you have birthed, the child that has come to this world through your womb, has already been known by God. God had known that child, known the destiny of that child, known every single hair on that child's head, and by extension, known that it's going to be you who would be responsible to birth that child. And what that means is God has, taxed you with everything that has to do with the well-being, the growth, and the success of that child. So the life of that child literally is tied to you. The success or the failure of that child is tied to the decisions that you make. And so whilst we are being overwhelmed, while we are being carried away by the activities of, trying to put the home together, sometimes I hear parents even say, "After everything I've done for you, after everything I do for you." Now, for me, that's a subtle emotional blackmail. It's your responsibility. It's our responsibility. And so I wouldn't be saying, "After everything I've done for you." Yeah, it's my responsibility to care, to nurture, to groom my child, to groom my children into becoming the person or the people or the individuals that God has that God wants them to be. And so the devil has a plan. And the plan of the devil in this situation is to see that you lose your guard. You lose your guard by way of being frustrated by your emotions. There are times that, of course, as a mom or as a parent, your children disappoint you, or they do things that, gets you frustrated. Sometimes even to the littlest of things, you see yourself totally becoming a different person altogether. It's either you're becoming so much of a nagging mother, And then the truth is, when you turn out to express this emotion, the children are just like looking at you and thinking that what kind of mother is this? What kind of mother have we got? So you just see yourself shouting round the clock. This, I'm telling you, is not just me trying to imagine things, or this is things I have seen, I have observed, and I have, even experienced myself in a lot of women. You go out and you see the way literally parents are going wild because of the behaviors of their children. Now, the truth is, you have done so much. Don't get yourself to that point where you have to tell your child, after everything I've done for you. Now, see it as you, meeting up with your responsibility, but do not let your emotions get you to a point where you lose yourself and you lose the connection that you have with your children. Because the moment the devil gets that, the children automatically begin to forget that you have been there for them, and they fail to see the sacrifices you have made for them. But the moment that you're able to be in control of your emotions, the moment you're able to build connection and build the relationship that you ought to have with your children, that way they see you as that loving, truly loving and caring mother. And that even when you try to correct them, they see it as you correcting them from the place of love and not because you are just mean and wicked. Sometimes you see children even wishing that they can run away from their homes. And you see parents just getting worked up. You see mothers beginning to even have illnesses, have high blood pressures because of their children. As much as you go all out for your children, you see that, understand that you're doing this as a calling. This is a calling that God has placed on you. God has given you that task, that, of course, and whatever task God gives us, He gives us the grace. Yes, He gives us the grace to be able to, to accomplish that task. But the devil is always after us, looking for how to destroy us from our end goal. And so the devil is wanting to get on your emotions, to see that by the way you react, to the issues around you, the behavior of your children, you begin to slowly lose them. You lose their love, you lose their affection, you lose their respect. And then they begin to quietly drift apart. And before you know it, you don't have a grip over your children anymore. You don't even have their love and attention. And the moment they find the opportunity to leave, they want to leave you. They want to leave and not want to even look back. We want to raise children that after we have groomed them to the point where they are now mature enough to leave home and to start up their lives, they don't forget home. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this? How have you been coping as a mother? Do you agree with me that this work of motherhood is really, really a call from God? It's work and it's tied to purpose. So you have been called to do this work. Do you also agree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a word for one mother. Encourage one mother out there. You're doing beautiful. You're doing great. You're doing just well. Do not let the devil, that is the key points in this video and take home. Do not let the devil rob you of your years of sacrifice, so that for every single investments and things you do for your children, you don't have to remind them. If you have watched up to this time, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share this video to every mother you know around you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the very next one.